Still trying to figure out where I'm going with this channel. Don't know in what direction I want to take it, so I'm experimenting with different kinds of videos. This video is about roommates. I live in an apartment with me and my girlfriend, and we had another roommate. Let's just call her Slut Bag because that is what I refer to her to everybody else. She lived here for about 4 months, and I absolutely hated her. I was in bed one day, and she's like, okay, I'm just going out and then I'm gonna come home and whatever. I'm like, alright, whatever. So I'm in bed. It's 4 a.m. I wake up to take a piss. I open the door, and like, the way that my room is, it's like as soon as you open the door, it's like to the living room. Like, you can see in the living room. In my pajamas, in my shorts and tank, and I walk out, and they're sitting on the motherfucking couch, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just like, hello? So yeah, and then I just went to the bathroom and I went back, and then I go back to bed, and then I wake up at 5, and they're fucking, they're fucking, and her bed, our rooms are right beside each other, so like, here's the wall, and her bed is like right here, so against the wall, and then my bed is right here. So I can hear the fucking bed slamming against the wall, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, I have school, gotta be up in a couple hours, and this is what I'm listening to. What the fuck? That happened a couple times that I've woken up to her having sex, and it doesn't even sound good. She sounds like she's a fucking dying pig. If I knew what that sounded like, that's probably what it would sound like. She's such a slob. She would leave plates and bowls and forks and all of her shit on the floor in front of the couch, and I'd like trip over it. She's 19 years old and I have to tell her what to do. Like, I'm younger than her. I'm only 18. Like, I'm not your mom. If you want to be mothered, parented, whatever, go back to your house, you dirty slut whore slob. So shit started getting serious between us, and there was some major tension, and whenever she had a problem with anything, she would not talk to me. Like, I see you every motherfucking day and you can't say anything to my face. So this is what she did. I have another roommate. She would tell her problems and tell her to tell me. So my other roommate would text me and be like, Slutbag said this. And I'm like, well, Slutbag can talk to my fucking face. First cop calling time, I was sitting in here with my family, like my dad, my brother, and my sister came over, and the door's locked, and she comes with her fat fuck friend, and she knocks on the door, and I'm like eating my pizza because we ordered pizza. I'm just eating, and then I'm like, ugh, does anybody want to get that? And everybody's like, no, you can get it. This is your house, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. So then I go to answer the door. I was like 45 seconds, and by the time I was there, got to the door, she was gone, and I'm like, okay. And half an hour later, the police came to my door and said that I locked her out for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, it was like 45 seconds. I'm not going to drop everything I do because bitch doesn't have her key. So that's that. And they're like, okay, whatever. Well, she lives here. You can't lock her out. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So they escorted her in. She got her stuff and she left for the night. These are the cupboards. She had stuff in this cupboard, and I took it all out because, like, you pay for a room, you don't pay for storage. And I was being a complete bitch because I really don't like her. So we got into an argument. She's like, by the way, put my stuff back in the cupboard. Don't touch it. I'm like, excuse me? I walk over to the cupboard, I take everything out of the cupboard, and I put it on the floor. I'm like, if you touch this stuff and put it in the cupboard again, I will break your hands. In the process of putting her cup on the ground, it fell and broke, and she ran to her room and then called the cops, and she's like, my roommate is throwing my stuff and she just smashed my cup and it broke and blah blah blah. So like half an hour later the cops came and I'm like, hello. And I told them what happened. They said that she said that I threw it on the ground. All of her stuff is glass. If I wanted to break all of her stuff, I would break all of her stuff. I wouldn't just break one cup. So basically they told me if they got called again that I'm going to be charged or something, even though I didn't even do anything. So then I might have possibly told her that I was going to stab her to death. and she never came home after that. She found her own place, and I haven't seen her since then. And what's happening today is I finally found a new roommate. Like, we were here for 2 months, me and Shanique, paying the full rent by ourselves, and like, I'm a student and she works full time, so it's just too much money. Nobody wants to pay $500 for rent. That's too much. For like $1,000, we could go rent an apartment, but we're in a basement apartment. It's really big and nice, but it's still a basement. So today we have our new roommate coming in. I'm just gonna call him D. That's not his name, but I'm just waiting for him. It's almost 4 o'clock, and Shanique's at work, and it's gonna be awkward because we don't really know him. We found him online, which is not safe. I don't recommend other people do that unless you meet them, talk to them. But still, it's still gonna be awkward. And my landlord can't know about him because my landlord said, if you get any more roommates, we're gonna raise your rent. So we kind of have to hide him. But the landlord doesn't live upstairs. He only comes here once a month to pick up the rent, and that's it. So I don't think it'll be a problem. That's it about roommates. Don't get a slut bag roommate because they're fucking horrible.